Hello, hello, hello. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's Thursday, March 17th, 2022. St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. I love St. Patrick's Day because I love those Irish ladies. And I got the proof right here in my book, What Cincy Gave Honey Boy, a true story about love, wisdom, and the soul of America, of everything I've ever written. This is my favorite. And to show you how much I love those Irish ladies, there I am at my first communion with Teresa McKelvey. Look how she's holding my hand. Man, she was so much bigger than me, I never knew it. We used to kiss in religious instructions. They tell you in the Catholic Church that you reach the age of reason at 7 years old. And I reached the age of reason. Now, boy, if they got caught kissing Teresa McKelvey now, man, they'd have to be, shot up with drugs. Or, who knows, maybe I would have turned into what USA Today is calling one of their Women of the Year. Here she is, Lola, L-O-L-A, Lola. Could you believe this horse shit? Save your crap. All right? That's like these guys, that get their wanker whacked off and then they compete in these, sports events with women. Anyway, happy St. Patrick's Day. Ooh, I love those Irish ladies. I may get in trouble for that. Yeah. Teresa McKelvey. Anyway, on the market front, stocks jumped for the third day on Thursday, building on a strong rally this week as investors digested the latest news out of Ukraine. What are you digesting? You're digesting a bunch of bullshit that flies out of the mouth of little low-life scummy prostitutes? Oh, check out your Trends Journal cover. There you got it. It's a shit show. Oh, look at that. Shit News Network. That's all they're doing. They're shitsters. Anyway, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 417 points, 1.2%. NASDAQ, 1.3%. S&P, 1.2%. So, the S&P 500 jumped more than 3% in the previous two sessions. The Dow posted back-to-back surges of more than 500 points. And the blue chip index is on pace for its first positive week in 6. So, what happened? Well, nothing's happened over there in Ukraine. So why did the markets go up? Well, Fed lifts rates and signals 6 more increases. Lifts rates, they brought them up 0.25%. Nothing. What do you got? Inflation running over the highest in 40 years? These fuck faces? Oh, when it hits 2%, we're going to raise it. No, it's only transitory. No, it's only temporary. That was temporary, transitory, and in honor of Lola, transgendatory. Lola, L-O-L-A, Lola. Can you imagine these shitheads telling us about health? Fuck off. I worked on the book Natural Healing, 1986, and I got some shithead telling me, hey, did you see all those, got it over here, where is it here? The House of Representatives. Yep. Here it is. Several Democrats in House report new COVID infections. Infections! You got infucked with a vaccination and you got sick? Oh yeah, but if I didn't get the vaccination, I would have been really sick. Hey, fuckface, I didn't get vaxxed, haven't been sick. Why? Well, natural healing, building up your immune system. Dr. Mercola, how about him? Gary Null, no, don't listen to them. Ban them. Anyway, so The markets are going up because the Fed didn't raise interest rates. What do you got, a 0.25% interest rate? Doesn't mean shit. Oil prices climbed over 7% after the International Energy Agency said there's going to be a shortage because of the sanctions on Russia, which only affect us. Only affect the people, the sanctions. And as you go watch the interview that I did on our podcast yesterday with Judge Andrew Napolitano, and he's saying how unconstitutional these sanctions are. Oh, we're going to beat the Russians. Yeah, okay. Oh, and then you have to see the interview I did also went up yesterday or today, went up this morning, with Douglas McGregor, a retired Army colonel, about who's going to win the war, why, what's going on, and what we're not hearing. And if you think this guy's full of baloney, great. Think whatever you want. The motto of the magazine, of the Trends Journal, is think for yourself. And there's no magazine like it. This week's was 185 pages, no ads. We're giving you everything that you're not getting anywhere else. You're listening to shit news. Anyway, so, and now China is saying they're going to boost the economy. They're going to be pumping it in with more financial, economic growth, pumping in more money. And they was concerned about the lockdown slowing things down. Gold went up 1% today. Wonder why? Because the inflation is going to keep skyrocketing. This interest rate rise is nothing. Before the Ukraine war, they were talking about raising interest rates 0.5%. So, yep. European consumer prices climb at the highest rate on record, soaring at 5.9% in February, against 0.9% last year. Oh, you wonder why people are going into gold? Oh, those fucks over there too. Oh yeah, those central banksters. Yeah. They got negative interest rates. And they've been bullshitting for almost a decade. Oh, when inflation goes over 2%, that's our line. We're going to raise interest rates. No, you're not. You're going to keep them low so the gang could keep making money and the bigs could keep getting bigger because they're getting the dough for free. Yep. The indicator of the February consumer price inflation in Europe accelerated by 5.9% compared to last year's at 0.9% per annum. On and on. It's all in your Trends Journal. Canadian inflation surges to 30-year high. Wow. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. More oil needed to avert crisis, International Energy Agency warns. More is needed, and the shitheads are putting sanctions on Russia to give us less. They're the third largest oil producer in the world. Among the top three, United States, Saudi Arabia, and Russia. They're right on top. Talking about keeping the cheap money going, and all of us plantation workers on slave land are getting poorer. Stock buybacks are on track for another record. Another record. Another record. Elliott and Brookfield near $15 billion Nielsen deal. Television ratings group Nielsen is nearing a $15 billion deal acquired by consortium of private equity groups. All right, private equity groups, huh? It's one big club and you ain't in it. This shit didn't exist when I was a young man. They're buying up everything. Oh, retail growth slows in America. Oh. Americans increased retail spending in February, though at a slower pace. And when you look at it, retail sales figures aren't adjusted for inflation, which means inflation went up, so you're spending more money, but they're not putting in if you're buying more goods. So the slowdown's already underway. It's one of your top trends for 2022, dragflation. Now, I'm not talking about drags like Lola, not that kind of drag. No. This is dragflation. It's not stagflation. Stagflation's things are stagnant. Dragflation is going down and inflation's going up. EU clears Amazon deal to buy MGM. That's great. Amazon buying up everything. Become a slave worker for Amazon. Walmart sets goal of hiring 50,000 by the end of April. Great. Walmart already added 100,000 employees in its worldwide workforce in the year ending in January. The bigs are getting bigger. They put all the small businesses out of business because you got fucking scumbags running the country. It's a crime syndicate. These little pricks, and I can't say the other word, that get campaign contributions did away with all our antitrust acts. Robinson Patman, Sherman Antitrust Act, Clayton Antitrust Act, and murderers Bill Little Dick Scumbag Clinton, the Glass-Steagall Act, did away with the Federal Communications Act so the bigs could get bigger. You got murderers and thieves. It's a crime syndicate destroying our lives. And one guy with a rant, fuck you with the rant. You got World War III going on. They just sucked our lives with the COVID war and taking all control of our lives. And the bigs are in total control. Oh, U.S. accuses Russia of war crimes after bombing Mariupol theater. Oh, I'm totally against what Russia's doing, 100%. But who the fuck is the United States to talk about war crimes? Look at that Clinton, look at that Bush, look at that Obama, and now look at Biden. War criminals. Oh, what's your favorite war? I liked the Yugoslav war. No. I liked when Clinton was bombing the hell out of Iraq, and Madeline, not all that bright, said the price of 500,000 Iraqi children under the age of 5 was worth the bombings and the sanctions. I like Obama, the Nobel Peace of Crap Prize winner. Assad has to go. Gaddafi has to go. Oh, little Georgie, nothing dick, scumbag, murderous, criminal Bush. Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction and ties to Al-Qaeda. Hey, Fallujah, remember that place? How come the media never showed the pictures of the United States destruction over all those years and the millions of people that they killed? Because they're prostitutes. They're low-life pieces of scum and shit. They bow down. And they're media whores. They get paid by their corporate pimps and their government whoremasters. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you subscribe to the Trends Journal. No other magazine in the world comes close to it. We tell you what's really going on, what it means, what's next, and what you should consider doing to prepare, prevail, and prosper in these very dangerous times ahead. And moving on here, Putin reveals how Ukraine bloodshed could have been avoided. This wasn't reported hardly in the American news. I want to say this for the first time. At the very beginning of the operation in Donbass, to avoid bloodshed, we asked Kiev authorities through various channels not to engage in hostilities by simply withdrawing their troops from Donbass. They wouldn't do it. Well, that's their decision. They will inevitably come to realize what is happening in reality on the ground. Kiev not only refused to negotiate with the Donbass republics, but prepared for open fire against them and Russia. This is according to Putin. And continued bombing civilians while sending saboteurs and terrorists into Crimea. Yes, they have bombed civilians, and we're going to get into that. We had no other option for self-defense. Putin noted that Russia does not intend to occupy Ukraine and that its troops are doing everything in their power to avoid losses among civilian population and in Ukrainian cities. That's what he says. But then we got Zelensky over there, the comedian. Again, that's who the people like. They like comedians. This is a guy that played a comedian on TV, and his role as a comedian was playing the president of Ukraine, and he becomes the president. All right? In America, you had a reality show champion, Donald Trump. He became the president. Ronald Reagan, an actor, became the president. An actor, because he's just full of shit, Obama becomes the president. Anyway, he gave that talk yesterday to Congress, standing ovations. United States, the Biden administration said is committed $2 billion in security assistance, meaning more weapons, including $1 billion in the past week alone, and we're sending another $800 million. Mr. Biden said he was sending a new round of $800 million in weapons and other military equipment. Isn't that great? Oh, and Biden called Putin a war criminal. Yeah. Join the club. Join the club of war criminals. The Bidens, the Bushes, the Clintons, the Obamas. Join the club. Again, this is very important. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov called Mr. Biden's comments unacceptable and unforgivable rhetoric coming from the head of a country whose bombs have killed hundreds of thousands of people. That's an end quote. No, they've killed millions. The U.S. arms packages includes 800 Stinger anti... Stop the war. Negotiate for peace. Rather than all these countries, Slovakia signals willingness to supply Kiev with military aid. You're going to lose. Negotiate for peace, or, as we say in the Trends Journal cover, rest in peace. Here, this is a chart of Napoleon Bonaparte's march to Moscow. He leaves Poland in 1812 with 420,000 troops. This is a famous chart. Also follows the weather pattern. He gets up to Moscow. You can see how the line keeps shrinking. And you see the black line coming at the end? He came back with 10,000. 420,000 came back with 10,000. Once upon a time, not too long ago, there was a man by the name of Adolf Hitler who launched Operation Barbarossa in World War II to wipe out the Soviet Union. He killed 27 million people. 27 million people. Want to talk about a Holocaust? Who were the first to defeat Germany in World War II? Who got to Berlin before the Americans did? The Russians. So anybody with a brain bigger than Biden's or Lindsey Graham's or all of these, oh, this is what fucking bullshit. They have all these generals, retired generals, and all of the military experts saying what's going on in Russia and in Ukraine and how, what the fuck do you guys know? Never won a war since World War II. Military fuckfaces. You're full of shit. You're full of shit because that's all you've ever been selling. Go back to the Afghan war. Only 20 years. Go back to the Iraq war. Go back to all the wars. Oh, we're winning. We're making progress. And you're listening to these dickheads? And I can't say the other word. And what else do we have here? Italian newspaper denies disinformation despite publishing completely misleading front page. We reported, I did it on the show yesterday with Doug McGregor, in the Donbass region, over 20 civilians were killed by an attack by Ukraine. But Italian newspaper La Stampa has denied accusations it engaged in misinformation by publishing a front-page photo of a Ukrainian ballistic missile strike in Donetsk while suggesting it was carried out by Russia. That's right. The daily news outlet promised readers coverage of Russian attack in Kiev and Lviv alongside the headline that read, "The Carnage." So they showed these dead bodies, the carnage, and they blamed it on Russia. All right? That's what's going on all over the world. We're getting one side. The Trends Journal, you get many sides. Here, Russian toll is over 7,000, including 3 or 4 generals. You know who says this? According to American intelligence estimates. Oh, I believe them. I would believe any intelligence? What intelligence? That's an oxymoron to call these things. You got to be a moron to call them intelligence agencies. Biden announces 8 million. Go on here. Oh, this is great news. Moderna's CEO Stefan Bancel sold $400 million of company stock during the pandemic. Yep. Moderna's stock soared 614%. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? What kind of money are they making? They're drug dealers. They're drug dealers. UK to lift international travel restrictions. Well, what did we tell you? Go back to first week in January. Said the COVID war would wind down. It's winding down. Oh, more disinformation right here from the toilet paper record. Nearly half of Hong Kong had the virus. Okay. Half had the virus at 7.5 million people. So they should have a real high death rate, right? If that many people got the virus. They have here, Hong Kong's health authority has recorded more than 748,000 cases and 4,568 deaths over the past 2 months. It's a total lie. It's 4,568 deaths over 2 years. That's right. Look it up. Officials misled the public on nursing home deaths. The administration of former Governor Andrew Little Daddy's boy, arrogant Cuomo, born on third base like little Trudeau, like little Bush, like all these little scumbags, failed to publicly account for the deaths of about 4,100 nursing home residents in New York during the pandemic, according to an audit released on Tuesday. The audit found that the health department official pieces of shit. Official pieces of shit. Get this in your head, everybody. Get this in your head. All these bureaucrats, these public officials, these are stupid fucking pieces of crap that can't get a job in the real world and suck into the political system so they could get some jobs. And then they tell us what to do. These arrogant pieces of scum. Anyway, according to the health department officials at times underreported the full death toll by as much as 50%. Yep, 50%. Officials misled public? How about scumbags lied? How about that? Oh, we can't say that by Louis Fair Sidorni, whatever the fuck your name is that wrote the thing. What misled? Lying scumbags. Oh, and the Cuomos are making a comeback. Yeah, got a lot more here, lot to go. It'll be in your Trends Journal. History before it happens. There's no other magazine like it. Stay tuned. We got a lot going on. And remember, check out my interview today with Douglas McGregor and yesterday's with Judge Andrew Napolitano. We are providing you information very hard to find anywhere else. And of course, when you go to the cover of this week's Trends Journal, You will not find it in the shit news networks. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you soon. From COVID war to Ukraine war to world war. Are you prepared for what's next? These are unprecedented times. What's next? What's going to happen? Read the Trends Journal. We have an unsurpassed track record of forecasting history before it happens. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happens. From the world leader in trend forecasting.